Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Mobius Mini Pendant. This is the 184530. A lot of details. Let's jump into what the shade is made out of. So it's going to be a composite fabric Hubbardton Forge makes that is going to be using spun polyester fibers that are basically put together, and then they're treated with a varnish on top of that for protection, and then all of that is going to be heat sealed. So it turns out to be a very stiff, you can hear me doing that, fabric that's easy to clean. It's also got a nice translucent feeling to it, so you can get the light through it. It kind of glows beautifully. And how I clean this basically is I hold on to like old t-shirts that are very soft, and all I do is dust it. I don't use any kind of water or cleaner or anything like that. I just dust it off and it works out great. Let's talk about a little bit more. Let's talk about the overall height and the height of the fixture itself. So the height of the fixture body is going to be independent of what it's hanging from, which are these rods. It's going to be 12 inches high, and the bottom of that's going to be 8 inches in diameter, so it's a pretty good size. Overall height, which means the distance from the bottom of that shade to the actual ceiling itself, begins at 14.5 inches and goes all the way to 59.5 depending on how you use these rods. If you need it to be longer than 59.5, drop me a quick email. Say you're looking at the 184530 and that you need it to be X long. And give me a solid number like 76 or 103 or something like that. I'm going to take that email, it's going to become a thread. I'm going to send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department and engineering. They're going to come back with an answer of what we can do for you. Adds a little time and money, but we do customs every day. It's free to ask, so don't be afraid, okay? So let's get into how they do put all these together. So Hubbardton's using a system of these interconnected rods. They have threading on the ends of each rod, and then there's a little connector, so that's a rod with threading on each end, and the little connector part has threading on it too. And it basically just connects them together. They have a really nice seamless look to them once I get this together, which is really simple, just like that. So you can barely even tell that that's there. And how we put this together, you're going to be putting 2 towels down on a counter, like 2 little bath towels, and you're just going to lay the parts out. So once you do your math and figure out which of these you need, put down the part that has the shade, and you can put the shade together first if you want to, put it on there, and then just snake those wires through each of these little pieces, exiting the canopy, that's this part at the top, and then you're just going to put them together. It's going to be super simple, it takes only about a minute. And that's all on our installations instructions. And where those are on our website. So if you're on the page for this, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that out for me. That's where it's going to show you all the directions of how to put it together, how to put the shade together. It's also going to show you a full parts list and kind of some other details that you want to see, as well as drawings of the inside of the canopy. So the canopy is 5 inches round. It goes over a 4-inch junction box. This is obviously very light, so there's no weight restrictions. We also cover you, if you guys are using a cathedral ceiling, 45-degree slope adaptable already. There's a knuckle built into the top of it right here that allows this to bend just like that. So no problem there. Okay, so let's move into what's inside of this. It's going to be using it's called a G9 socket. It used to be called a G9 halogen in the old days before there were a lot of LEDs, but it's a G9 socket. It can accept halogens, but it's going to, on this piece, because of the heat generated by a halogen, you're going to be limited to a 25-watt halogen. If you want to use this in an application where you want to get a lot of light out of it, what you want, ditch this. So ditch the halogen bulb. You want an LED, and you want a nice bright LED. So hop onto Amazon. In that heading at the top, that search bar, you're going to put in G9 LED, and up are going to pop up a big page of these LEDs. So the ones that have the orange strips in them, those are called phosphorus ones. The ones that have the corn cob look going on are called cob ones, obviously. And you'll see the bigger they are, the more lumens they put out, wattage equivalents. This is a 75-watt equivalent. I would look for this to begin with because you want to get as much light out of this as you can. That socket, this socket's way up at the top. I want to get tons of light out, and I want to get a lot of light out going down and out through the fabric as well. So you're going to be looking for, like I said, this kind of idea, right? Like a 60 to a 75-watt equivalent, or even more than that. So I haven't seen much beyond that, but they might be out there. The other thing is about the color temperature. So On this, you want to zero into like a 3,000 Kelvin, and you'll see there's a couple different options on that page. There's going to be 12,000 Kelvin, which is very yellow light. There's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. That's going to be a blue light, and I definitely would not do that in this. And that's actually called daylight, but it's a misnomer. It's a blue light, like a hospital waiting room. Stay away from that one, unless that's what you like, and some people do. But if you kind of want a warm white bulb, almost like the light coming down on my hands, this is 3,000 Kelvin LED. People come into our showroom and they think this is an incandescent bulb, the same one they always grew up with. They have no idea that this nice warm light is actually an LED. So 3,000 Kelvin, a good big bulb that can get a lot of lumens out of it. So look for like a 75 watt equivalent. That'd be a good thing to do. And then also make sure it's dimmable, because it's a dimmable fixture. You might as well put in a dimmable LED. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque, and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.